as you can see, this is not the driest or shallowest of landings, but you are allowed power boats up this far and even up to the next one, campsite 3. So ideally, I mean, you want a little bit of extra water where you're landing for that. So yeah, it'd be perfect if you're in a power boat, but if not, you're just going to get a little bit wet. Tonight's dinner, some rice soaking in a jar of water, so it won't take so long to cook tonight. I was going to do this walk, but it's been closed for the bushfires. But, yeah, here's campsite 3. So I'm kind of glad I didn't stay at this campsite. The jetty, yeah, would have been a lot more harder, or a lot more difficult to load and unload my gear. But it is quite a nice place just the same. Yeah, if you had a motorised vessel, open tinny or something like that, might be a little bit easier. Even a canoe would have been easier. But yeah, my kayak, getting things into the little compartments is a bit hard when you can't be beside your boat. Now that we're up past the end of the motorised vessel area, you can see these campsites are starting to get a bit more kayak friendly landings. You know, this is campsite number 5. Nice quiet spot. I believe also the amenities buildings at campsites stopped at 3 as well. So you need to learn how to do your business in the bush if you want to stay up this end. So here at campsite 9, I couldn't stop at 8. There was someone already there before I got there, so I figure I'll just keep going. Might stop and have a look on the way back. Same with number 4, so I might have a look at that on the way back too. So I've been going for about 2.5 hours now, and don't know how much further up I'm going to go, because I've got 3.5 hours now to get back to where I'm camping tonight. So every hour I head upstream, it's another hour on that 3.5 to get back to camp. So got a bit of a dodgy shoulder, so I'll see how we go, see how I feel. But yeah, this is definitely a nice secluded campsite, this one here, number 9. And 8 looked pretty good from the water too, so we'll check it out on the way back. Anyway, I'm not much for sitting around doing nothing, so let's get a move on and see how much further we can get. Don't know if the camera's going to pick up on this, but there's a massive feral pig just in there. It's off. This is campsite 15. It's the last campsite in this canoe trail. Let's have a look. Some stairs. Yep. So this site's a considerable walk away from your boat. And quite exposed too. A little bit of shade down this end. Certainly not one of my top picks of the ones I've seen so far. But we've made it to the end. Now to start heading back. if there's another campsite up here. Oh, shit. Man, there's some prickly shit on the ground. Okay, so there's a second campsite up here. Just a small one. Actually, this one's much nicer than the other one, I think, even though it's smaller. You get a nice river view. You're not as far from your boat. Anyway, quick bite to eat and then I'll start paddling back. Alright, so just got back on the water. Now from here on 15, if you want, you can continue up the Upper Noosa. You can continue up the Upper Noosa River over there, or you can head down Teewah Creek, which is just over here a little bit. I don't really have time to do either of those. I estimate I've probably got about 4.5 hours of paddling to get back to where I'm camping tonight, and then from there paddle back to the car tomorrow. So I really need to get a move on, but I'll stop and show you campsite 13, 8 and 4. Those are the 3 that I haven't stopped at yet, so if there's no one at those, I'll stop at them and give you a look. Anyway, time to enjoy this paddle back. It's going to be a long one. See you soon. So here's campsite 13. Let's go and have a look. So the landing is nice and shallow. Campsite looks like it's a fair walk. When I say a fair walk, I mean going backwards and forwards with gear from your boat. Actually, this is quite a way. Here it is. Campsite 13. This is campsite 8. Beautiful spot of the river. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice landing area as well. Not sure where the camp area is. Might have to take a bit of a wander and have a look. So just further back in the trees. Here it is here. Nice shady spot. Anyway, I'm going to head back down to the river and have some lunch. So this is a paperbark tree. You can see how it's got its name. The bark sort of looks like paper, and it's also quite almost soft to the touch too. But this bark makes fantastic tinder for lighting your fire. So if you ever need something to get a fire going out in the bush, and you've got paperbark trees nearby, that stuff works really well. Okay, so we've got about an hour and 15 maybe to get back to campsite 4, I think. Yeah, 4 I was going to stop and have a look at as well. And from there we got probably close to 2 hour and a half, 2 hours I think, down to where we're camping tonight. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. It's probably, what is it now, 20 past 12? Yeah, 20 past 12 now, so we'll get a move on. I'm hoping to make camp about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So anyway, let's get going. Finally made it to campsite 4. This is actually a nice stretch of river too. Got a good landing beach and a pretty steep drop off too if you wanted to go for a swim. Anyway, let's go and check out the campground. Oh, this one's quite nice. Yeah, fairly decent size area. So I'm just going to have a bit of a spell here for a minute, because I think I've got about probably an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes worth of paddling left to go, and that last hour just now was really taking it out of me. My shoulder's starting to say it's had enough, and so is my backside actually sitting on that seat. But yeah, about another hour and 40 I reckon. So sit down here, take a bit of a rest, and then we'll get on our way. Made it at last. I am absolutely knackered. That was one hell of a paddle. So I started paddling this morning at 7 AM and it's now 3:15. Sorry about that. Had some people come along to have a look at the place. Anyway, so it's about 8 hours of paddling I've had all up today. You know, not including the few breaks that I had here and there and stops for lunch. So I'm really keen to get camp set up and just sit down and have a rest for a bit. So I'll had a bit of a look around. I think I found where I'll camp for the night. So there's a few designated camp areas here. So there's one just over here in behind that fence. Sort of feels a bit too much like a caged animal to me, so I found one just down through here. A little bit of a walkway. And there's some sharp things on the ground here. Anyway, yeah, this looks nice and secluded, pretty quiet, fairly shaded. So I might get cracking and get this place set up. this is Harry's hut. Used to be used to house the logging camp employees back in the 50s. Great to see old buildings like this still standing. It's a shame to see all the graffiti all over it. Obviously some people just can't help themselves. But, yeah, I'd love to be able to go inside. It'd be fantastic. So we've got this really great day use area here too if you want to come up for a drive, have a picnic lunch. Plenty of shelter, tables and chairs, a couple of water tanks, which is fantastic because I think by the time I finish breakfast I'll have gone through pretty much all of the 12 litres of water that I brought with me. So I'm going to have to fill up for the paddle home. So yeah, I'm glad there's some water here. I had no idea I'd go through the whole 12 litres of water in 2 days. It's just crazy hot out there, and yeah, I've just been really burning through it. Anyway, it's 4:30 now, so I might throw the line in for a little bit, half an hour or so, and then think about getting dinner on, and yeah, then just chill out for the rest of the night. Anyway, see you around soon. Right, so dinner tonight, what we've got making a potato and sausage curry and some rice. So this rice I've had soaking in water all day, so it's absorbed all that water in now, so it shouldn't take too long to cook. And the idea of that is I can cook it all in one pot then, don't have to cook the rice and then cook your meal. I'm just going to throw it in with this as soon as it's cooked. But yeah, just letting those potatoes soften up a bit, throw the sausage in, throw the rice in, and hopefully it's really good. I'm just going to add this rice now because it'll still need a little bit of cooking. Well, here we go. We've got potato sausage curry. But let's see what it tastes like. That's really good. Really nice. Who says you got to eat plain when you're out hiking or kayaking, camping in general? You can still eat really tasty food. It just takes a little bit of preparation before you leave home, that's all. Anyway, I'm going to finish this off and do some dishes, and then I'll catch up with you again just before bed. Anyway, cheers. G'day guys. So dinner's done. It's been a pretty massive day today. I don't know how many Ks I covered today, but it was about 8 hours of paddling all up. So yeah, it was a huge effort. Anyway, we've seen all the campgrounds along this river now. I really liked numbers 2, 4, 9, 8 was pretty good. Those would be my picks of the bunch, but all of them are reasonably good anyway. Yeah, so just gonna wish I had some gin and tonic, but it's all out. But I do have some Fireball whiskey, so I'm gonna sit back and have some of this, listen to some music, enjoy the view, and get myself ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to head back home. So it's a bit of a short trip down river to the Lake there.I, and then hopefully the wind is not turned up, because yeah, it can get pretty choppy crossing over there. When I was coming here 2 days ago, she was blowing a gale, and unfortunately for some of the way I was side onto the waves and they were crashing up over the top. Yeah, it was a hard slog, but hopefully tomorrow's a bit easier and I'll make it back to the car. If I can get out of here about 7, probably get back to the car by 10, I reckon, because it's still got a 2-hour drive back to home. So unpack, clean all the gear, yeah, all those fun jobs. But anyway, that's life. That's the price you pay to enjoy this stuff. Anyway, cheers. Such a nice drop, this. It's a cinnamon flavoured whiskey, and I reckon she's got some chili in it too, because it's got a bit of spice to it. It's quite nice. I normally just go for a single malt, a blended whiskey, something a bit cheaper. But yeah, I thought, why not this trip, splurge a little bit, have something good. Anyway, see you guys in the morning.